Hi Nana, we were learning about Charles' law. Okay, so we have seen the definition of, we have seen that definition of Charles' law. Okay, now we will learn about absolute zero or else zero Kelvin. So the definition of absolute zero or zero Kelvin. What is absolute zero or zero Kelvin? So actually, the last limit of lowest temperature where the volume of the gas becomes zero. That means the temperature where the volume of the gas becomes zero, okay, is said to be absolute zero when pressure is kept constant. When pressure of the gas is kept constant, okay, when pressure of the gas is not changed, so under this condition, under the condition of constant pressure, okay, the temperature at which volume of the gas becomes zero, so that temperature at which the volume of gas becomes zero, that temperature is said to be absolute zero or else Kelvin zero. So that temperature is nothing but the last limit of lowest temperature. Suppose, let us assume, so this is temperature scale, let us assume. So measurements, so there are measurements. Okay, so this is Celsius scale, this side measurements, they are showing Celsius scale, and this side also there are measurements, they are showing Kelvin scale. So here 0 Kelvin or else Kelvin 0 Kelvin or else Kelvin 0 we can call. So here this is the lowest limit of the last limit of the lowest temperature. So as we move up, the temperature increases. So this is the last limit of the lowest temperature. So here this is also last limit but highest temperature. So this is the last limit of lowest temperature. This is the last limit of highest temperature. So now 0 Kelvin or else Kelvin 0, this temperature is called as Kelvin 0, not this temperature, because this is the highest this is the last limit of highest temperature and this is the last limit of lowest temperature. So the last limit of lowest temperature is called as Kelvin 0 or else absolute zero. So this one, the last limit of lowest temperature. The last limit of lowest temperature. So at this temperature, at 0 Kelvin or else at Kelvin 0, what happens? The volume of the gas becomes 0. Okay, when the pressure of that gas is kept constant. Okay, theoretically its value is minus 273 degrees centigrade. So 0 Kelvin, it is equal to minus 273. So here on Celsius scale, so this value is equal to minus 273 Kelvin. Minus 273 degrees centigrade. Minus 273 degrees centigrade. That means 0 Kelvin, theoretically its value is equal to minus 273 degrees centigrade. Okay, minus 273 minus 273 degrees centigrade. So at this temperature, what happens? Molecules have zero kinetic energy. That means molecules cannot move at this temperature. Actually, in reality, so this temperature cannot be reached. We cannot reach to this temperature. Theoretically, we can say that this temperature is existing, but practically or else experimentally, no one can reach to this temperature. So because at this temperature, molecules have zero kinetic energy. There won't be movement. Kinetic energy means energy possessed by a molecule due to its movement. So that means molecules does not have any movement. Simply they cannot vibrate also. Okay, so vibration is the minimum movement of particles is vibration. So even the minimum movement is also not possible. That means molecules stop vibrating also. Okay, hence the molecules possess zero kinetic energy. So at this particular temperature, at minus 273 degrees centigrade, or else minus 273 degrees centigrade is nothing but what? 0 Kelvin, or else Kelvin 0, or else simply absolute 0. So at this particular temperature, or else this temperature is equal to this temperature only. So the temperature on Celsius scale minus 273 degrees centigrade on Celsius scale is equal to 0 Kelvin, or else Kelvin 0, or else absolute 0 on Kelvin scale. So this scale, or else this measurement is called as Kelvin measurement or else Kelvin scale, and this measurement, so this side, this measurement is called as Celsius scale or else a Celsius measurement. So this reading is Celsius reading, and this reading is Kelvin reading measurement. Okay, like this. Okay, so at this minimum temperature, so this is the lowest temperature, lowest possible temperature, but we cannot reach to that temperature. Okay, because the kinetic energy of the molecules will become 0 and the molecules stop vibrating also. Right. So now we will see these two scales. So one scale already we know about Celsius scale or degree centigrade scale. So we have been discussing about the Celsius scale or also degree centigrade scale. We have been seeing from our lower classes onwards. So now the new scale known as Kelvin scale. Okay, Kelvin scale. It is also called as absolute scale or else Kelvin scale of temperature. So here this is one scale or else one measurement of temperature, one type of measurement of temperature, and this is another type of measurement of temperature. Scale means measurement. Okay, so a new temperature scale with it's 0 at minus 273. See 0. So actually this scale, so its value is 0. Will start this scale will start from 0 and it will move. As we move up, its value increases. Okay, so here this particular scale or else this particular measurement, okay, with its 0, its scale, this scale's 0 value, okay, is at what? At minus 273 degrees Celsius or else at minus 273 degrees centigrade. So that means a new temperature scale with its 0, this is 0 value, 0 Kelvin, with its 0 at what? 0 is at what? 0 is at minus 273 degrees centigrade. Okay, so this new temperature is said to be absolute scale or else new temperature scale. So this entire scale whose 0 value is at minus 273 scale, so this scale is said to be absolute scale or else a Kelvin scale of temperature. Okay, and one more thing, see here, suppose these are the measurements. So these are what measurements? So I am drawing the measurements here. So from here to here 1 degree, from here to here another degree, from here to another degree, another degree, like this. So each degree is equal to 1 degree on Celsius scale. So this degree, suppose this is what? This is Kelvin scale, and here the Celsius scale. So this is Celsius scale. So each degree, okay, from here to here, each degree on a Kelvin scale is equal to 1 degree on Celsius scale. So that means 1 degree rise in Kelvins is equal to 1 degree rise in Celsius scale, or else 1 degree fall in Kelvin is equal to 1 degree fall in Celsius scale. That means if increase in 1 degree on Kelvin scale will be equal to increase in 1 degree on Celsius scale, or else decrease in 1 degree on Kelvin scale is equal to decrease in 1 degree on Celsius scale. So like this the absolute scale or else a Kelvin scale can be discussed. Now we will learn the characteristics of absolute scale. So this absolute scale, so about this scale, not about this scale. So here there are two measurements. So that side, so this side one type of measurement, it is called as Celsius measurement or also Celsius scale, and here this side, so it is called as Kelvin scale. So now we will learn about the characteristics of Kelvin scale. Characteristics of Kelvin scale or else absolute scale. Kelvin scale is also called as absolute scale. So now we will see the characteristics of Kelvin scale or else it is also called as absolute scale. See, so this is what Kelvin scale. So this is also a temperature scale. This is also one type of temperature scale. This is also another type of temperature scale. So what is Kelvin scale? Kelvin scale is the temperature scale. It is a temperature scale. That means it measures the temperature. What is the meaning of temperature scale? The scale or else the measurement which is used to measure the temperature is said to be temperature scale or also temperature measurement. Okay, the temperature scale, it's zero. It's zero value. So with Kelvin 0, so this temperature scale will start with Kelvin 0. So this is a starting point. Okay, so the temperature scale. Okay, the temperature scale with Kelvin 0 as the starting point. So what is the starting point? Kelvin 0 or else 0 Kelvin. With Kelvin 0 as the starting point. The temperature scale. So the temperature scale with Kelvin 0 as the starting point. Okay, a starting point is called starting point is called what? Is called Kelvin scale or else absolute scale. It's called as absolute scale. So this is the first characteristic. All temperatures on Kelvin scale are positive. So here from 0, it starts from 0. So above, so all these values are increased. So the minimum value is 0 and all values are. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 100 somewhere here. So here it is 273. So all these values are positive values only. But this is Celsius scale. This is Celsius scale. This side. So this side it is Celsius scale. So up to here it is positive values. But below 0 degree centigrade, somewhere here it is 0 degree centigrade. Somewhere here it is 0 degree centigrade. So below this one, so these are negative values. These are what? Negative values. But on Kelvin scale, all are positive values only. On Celsius scale, there are positive values. Above 0 degree centigrade, positive values. And below 0 degree centigrade, negative values. On Celsius scale. But on Kelvin scale, there are all positive values only. Remember. So on Celsius scale, below 0 degree centigrade, these are all negative values. So this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 and so on. So the lowest limit is -273 on Celsius scale. So that means on Celsius scale there are positive values and even negative values also. But on Kelvin scale all values are positive values because 0 will start at the end. 0 is the lowest limit. But on Celsius scale, 0 is not the lowest limit. So 0 is somewhere in the middle. And below 0 there are some negative values also on Celsius scale. But on Kelvin scale, 0 is the last limit. So the scale with 0 Kelvin as the last limit, okay, as the starting point, is said to be Kelvin scale. That means in Kelvin scale all the values are what? Positive values. All temperatures on Kelvin scale, on Kelvin scale are what? Are positive. But on Celsius scale, does all the temperatures are positive? No, because above this only are positive, but below 0 degrees centigrade, these are negative values. Below 0 degrees centigrade, these are negative values. Okay, so below 0 degrees centigrade on Celsius scale, these are negative values, but on Kelvin scale all are positive values only. Third point, temperature on Kelvin scale. This is most important. Temperature on Kelvin scale. Temperature on Kelvin scale is equal to 273 plus temperature on degree centigrade scale. That means in order to know the temperature on Kelvin scale, simply we have to add temperature on degree centigrade scale. So to this temperature we have to add 273. For example, 0 Kelvin. So here what is the 0 Kelvin? Its related temperature on Kelvin Celsius scale is minus 273. See, suppose here it is 0 Kelvin. Temperature on Kelvin scale is, if it is 0 Kelvin is equal to what? 273 plus temperature on degree centigrade. So what is the temperature on degree centigrade related to 0 Kelvin? It is minus 273. Okay, so the related temperature of 0 Kelvin is minus 273 on the Celsius scale. So the temperature on Celsius scale, so related to 0 is what? Minus 273. So what happens? So it will be what? 0. So 273 minus 273. So that is 0. So like this, the temperature on Kelvin scale will be equal to 273 plus temperature on degree centigrade. For example, one more example we will see. So here, for example, here the temperature on Kelvin on Celsius scale is 0. So then what will be its temperature on Kelvin scale? Now with the help of this formula we will find out. So this is the formula actually. That means Kelvin temperature is equal to 273 plus degree centigrade temperature. So actually this is the formula. Okay, so now if 0 degree centigrade is there, so what is its Kelvin temperature? What is its Kelvin temperature? We will calculate. So actually it is 273. So we will verify whether it is correct or not. So now we don't know this value. Let us assume we don't know this value. So Kelvin temperature we don't know. So Kelvin temperature is equal to 273 plus what? 0 what is this Celsius temperature? 0. So that means 0. So 273 plus 0 will be how much? It will be, so that means Kelvin value will be 273. Let us discuss one more example. Suppose the Celsius scale, on Celsius scale if the temperature is 100 degrees centigrade, so what is its value on Kelvin scale? On Celsius scale, if the value is 100 degrees centigrade, if the value is 100 degrees centigrade, okay, then on Kelvin scale what is its value. So that means degree centigrade how much? 100. So that means here the actually this is the formula. So degree centigrade, I am writing the value 100. Okay. So anyhow we have to add 273. So that means the Kelvin scale will be how much? 273 plus 100 how much it will be? 373. So that means 373. Got it? So like this, temperature on Kelvin scale can be calculated simply by adding 273. Okay, by adding 273 to what? To temperature on Kelvin scale, temperature on centigrade scale. If the temperature on centigrade scale is 0, then the temperature on Kelvin scale will be, if this value is 0, simply add 273 to 0. Then you will get the temperature on Kelvin scale. Okay. For example, one more example we will discuss. Question is like this. What is the Kelvin temperature? What is the Kelvin temperature equal to, which is equal to 25 degrees centigrade? Suppose this is the question, then how to solve such question? Simply, so here in the question, what we have to find? What is Kelvin temperature? So that means we have to find Kelvin temperature. So Kelvin temperature is equal to, already we know this formula. So Kelvin temperature is equal to, already degree centigrade temperature is mentioned. So that means simply add 273 to the degree centigrade value, that means 25. So this is the degree centigrade value, and to this we have to add 273. So how much it will be? 298 Kelvin. So what is the Kelvin temperature which is equal to 25 degrees centigrade? So it is 298 Kelvin. Okay, 298 Kelvin. So like this we can use this formula. That means temperature on Kelvin scale can be calculated, which is it is equal to what? Simply add 273 value to the temperature on degree centigrade scale. Okay, right. So this is the third characteristics of Kelvin scale. Next, one more characteristics we will learn. Temperature on Kelvin scale is not expressed in degree. See, this is important. Temperature on Kelvin scale is not, it is not expressed. It is not expressed in it is not expressed in degrees. It is not expressed in degrees. Example, if we write 273 degree Kelvin, then it is wrong. We have to write 273 Kelvin. 100 Kelvin, it is right. 100 degree Kelvin, it is wrong. That means we should not express the Kelvin scale in degrees. So temperature on Kelvin scale is not expressed in degrees. So simply we have to mention it as Kelvin. Don't mention it as degree Kelvin. But for Celsius scale we have to mention it as degree centigrade or else degree Celsius. So like this, the characteristics of Kelvin scale can be studied. Okay. Now we will learn the definition of Charles' law based on Kelvin scale. So based on this Kelvin scale, so Charles' law can be defined like this. See, Charles' law has two definitions. So based on what? Say volume. The final volume is equal to, when temperature is raised, what happened? The volume will increase by how much? 1 by 273 of its initial volume. So this is the first definition of Charles' law. So this is the first definition. There is another definition of Charles' law based on what? Based on Kelvin scale. Based on Kelvin scale, the Charles has given another definition. What is that one? Volume of gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature or else Kelvin temperature. So here see small t, it is denoted for degree centigrade, but capital T, it is denoted for absolute temperature or else Kelvin scale. Remember that. So if you write small t, it indicates degree centigrade. If you write capital T, it indicates Kelvin scale or else Kelvin temperature or else absolute temperature. So according to the second definition, this is first definition, this is second definition. According to the second definition, when pressure of the gas is constant, remember that for Charles' law always pressure is kept constant. Okay, pressure of a dry enclosed gas. Remember that pressure of a dry enclosed gas, when it is kept constant, then the volume of that gas is directly proportional to, here don't mention it as temperature, we have to mention it as absolute temperature. Okay, so the volume of the gas is directly proportional to absolute temperature. So what is the symbol? What is this symbol? This symbol indicates what? Directly proportional. Directly proportional. Okay. Volume of gas is directly proportional to Kelvin temperature. So what is this capital T? Capital T indicates Kelvin temperature. Small t indicates degree centigrade temperature. Okay. So if V is the volume of the enclosed mass of gas and T is the Kelvin temperature. What is T? Kelvin temperature. What is V? Volume of the dry gas. Okay. Then V is directly proportional to T. Okay. So that means so in order to remove the proportionality, simply if you want to convert the proportionality symbol into equal to symbol, we have to write a constant K. Okay, so that means this one is equal to this one. Okay, so I am removing this one. So if you want to convert this one into this one into equal to, we have to put a constant. This K is called as proportionality constant and T. So T, as usual, we have to write the T like this, like that only. So that means what is K? K is called as, K is equal to what? K is nothing but, K is proportionality constant. Proportionality constant. Or else we bring this T this side. So V by T is equal to K. K is what? K is nothing but constant. Okay. So that means the ratio of volume to its absolute volume of a gas to its absolute temperature. So the ratio of volume of the gas to its absolute temperature is always constant. For example, is always constant under when the pressure is when pressure is constant. When pressure is constant, then the ratio of volume to the absolute temperature. So this is not temperature, this is absolute temperature. Temperature means generally we will write in degree centigrade. So if you write capital T, it indicates Kelvin temperature, absolute temperature. So there is a difference between degree centigrade temperature and Kelvin temperature. Because Kelvin temperature, the value of Kelvin temperature will be greater. Because After adding 273 to this value, you will get a Kelvin temperature. Okay, so that means we have to use that capital T in order to indicate absolute temperature or else a Kelvin temperature. Suppose if there is a gas, so now the pressure of the gas is kept constant. So this is a piston. Now let us assume this gas is at a temperature T1, absolute temperature. So what is the temperature of the gas is T1, and its volume is what? Its volume is V1. Let us think that its volume is V1 and its temperature is T1, and pressure of the gas is constant, at constant pressure. Suppose if temperature of the gas is increased, if the temperature is increased, volume also increase, because these two are directly proportional to each other. What is the meaning of directly proportional to each other? The meaning of this one is, if temperature is increased, volume also will increase. So that is the direct meaning of directly proportional. That means these two are directly related to each other. When any two are directly related to each other, so in that case, if the value of one thing increases, then automatically the value of other thing also will increase, because these two are directly proportional to each other. So that means, suppose if this is the condition, that means a dry gas is enclosed in a vessel, and if the temperature of that dry gas is T1 and if that volume of that dry gas is V1, now if I increase the temperature, automatically what happens? Volume also will increase, because according to the second definition of Charles, so when the temperature is increased, now what did I do? I have increased the temperature. So now the T2, that means T2 is greater than T1. Okay, I have increased the temperature to T2. So T2 is greater than T1. So now what happened? So the volume also will increase. So before that this volume was this much. Now as the temperature, as T2 value is greater than T1, so automatically the volume is increased. Volume is increased. Now the new volume is V2. The volume is increased in such a way that, but the ratio of V1 and T1 should be exactly equal to the ratio of V2 and T2, because the ratio of volume and temperature is kept constant when same gas is present. So here simply we are not increasing the amount of gas, or else we are not decreasing the amount of gas. The amount of gas is not changed. That means the number of molecules are not changed. So the same number of molecules are present here, but simply we have changed the temperature. The pressure is also not changed. So how much pressure here it is? The same pressure also is maintained now also. So that means when pressure is kept constant, the ratio of volume of the gas to the absolute temperature should remain constant. That means V1 by T1, if it is constant, is always constant. So that means here the V2 by T2 is also will be constant, and the this one is equal to this one, therefore V1 by T1 will be equal to V2 by T2. Remember that though there is increase in volume and increase in temperature, but remember that the ratio of volume and temperature will remain same under first condition and even under second condition. So the ratio of volume and absolute temperature in the first condition will be exactly equal to the ratio of the volume and absolute temperature in the second condition. So in such a way the relationship will be, because as long as the pressure is kept constant and for the same amount of gas, so there is no change in the amount of gas. The same number of molecules are present, the same gas, but simply what did we do? Simply we have raised the temperature. We have changed the temperature. Okay. So that means, so this is the relationship which is obtained from the second definition of Charles. So now this equation is said to be Charles law equation. Charles law equation. What is Charles law equation? V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. Okay. Now, if I further increase the temperature, suppose if I further increase the temperature, that means, so here the temperature is further increased. So now the new temperature is T3. So we didn't change the amount of gas. The same gas, when temperature is increased, the gas is expanded, and the temperature is further increased. So the gas is further expanded. So the new temperature is T3. So the temperature T3 is greater than T2. Okay. So automatically, when the T3 is greater than T2, automatically the V3. So now the new volume is what? V3. So the V3 will be automatically greater than V2. So now the ratio of these two, that means V3 by T3. So also it is also remain constant, and this value will be exactly equal to V3 by T3 will be exactly equal to the ratio of V3 by T3 will be exactly equal to the ratio of V2 by T2, which is also equal to the ratio of V1 by T1. Okay, that means for this gas the ratio of V3 by T3 is same as the ratio of V2 by T2, which is also same as the ratio of V1 by T1, because these three, the amount of gas in these three cases is same, and also the pressure is same. So here also the pressure is not changed. We are not changing the pressure. Without changing the pressure, simply we are increasing the temperature. Therefore, the volume is increased. So in all these three cases, the pressure is same. By keeping the pressure constant, simply we are changing the temperature. By keeping the pressure constant, if you increase the temperature, automatically the volume of the gas also will increase. So this type of relationship, okay, is it is given like this. Okay, it is called as Charles law. Okay, and this is called as Charles law equation. See, Charles, he has given, he has done experiments, and finally all his experiments were given in the form of a graph. So I will draw the graph. So I will draw the graph which was given by Charles, okay, in his experiments. So, so on the vertical axis, so volume of the gas is taken, and on horizontal axis, temperature is taken. Temperature of the gas in kelvins. Temperature is measured in Kelvin. Kelvin temperature is taken, and volume is measured in liters. Liter is nothing but it is also called as decimeter cube. Liters or else decimeter cube. Both are same. Liters or decimeter. Because 1 liter is equal to 1 decimeter cube. Suppose 10 liters is there, then it is equal to what? 10 decimeter cube. So always remember that 1 liter is equal to 1 decimeter cube. So that if volume is measured in liters, means it is understood that volume is measured in decimeter cube. So both are same. I may write anything, either liter or else decimeter cube. So I will write decimeter cube. Both are same. So volume in decimeter cube. So now the values. So here 0, So temperature is increased. So somewhere here it is 100, somewhere here it is 100, somewhere here it is 200 Kelvin, okay, 300 Kelvin, 400 Kelvin, and so on. 400. So these are all Kelvin temperatures. Somewhere here it is half liter, 0.5 liter, 0.5 decimeter cube, that means 0.5 liter. Somewhere here 1 liter, 1.0 liter, that means 1 liter. Here it is somewhere 1.5 liter, okay, and somewhere here it is 2 liter. Let us assume it is 2 liters, 2.0 liters. So 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2 liters, like this. So initially a vessel is taken at what temperature? At 100 Kelvin temperature. So, and at 100 Kelvin temperature, the volume of the gas was how much? 0.5 liters. The volume of gas was 0.5 liters. Now, if the temperature of the gas is increased, so what happened? If the temperature is made to 200, automatically volume will become 1 liter. So that means the temperature of the gas, if the temperature of the gas is doubled, automatically volume will become double. So now the new volume will be how much? So these are all the results, experimental results, which were obtained by Charles. In his experiment, he got these results. Okay, when the temperature is increased to 300, that means from 100 to 300, if the temperature is increased, automatically, that means if it is 3 times, then the volume also will become 3 times. That means initially if it is 0.5, then the volume will become 1.5. Then the volume of the gas will become what? 1.5. When the temperature is increased, automatically the volume of the gas also will increase by the relation volume is directly proportional to temperature. So if volume, what is the meaning of this one? If temperature is doubled, volume will be doubled. If temperature is made 3 times, then volume also will be made 3 times. So if temperature is made to 3 times, then automatically volume, initially at 100 Kelvin the volume is 0.5, and when the temperature is 300 Kelvin, automatically the volume has become 1.5 liters. So here, if 100 molecules are there, here also the same 100 molecules, here also the same 100 molecules. So that means the amount of gas is not changed. But what is changed here? That when the temperature is changed, automatically the gas is expanded. The gas is expanded, okay, and its volume is increased. So like this. So that when the temperature is made to 4 times, from 100 degrees centigrade to from 100 Kelvin to 400 Kelvin, if temperature is increased, that means from 100 to 400, that means 4 times. If the Kelvin temperature is made 4 times, if it is increased by 4, if it is multiplied by 4 times, then automatically the volume of the gas is also have become 4 times. That means from 0.5 liters, or else from 0.5 decimeter cube to 2 decimeter cube. So that means 0.5 decimeter cube to 2 decimeter cube. So that means 4 times. So like this. So he got results in his experiment. So that means here, if you draw, so he got a graph like this. A graph like this. So below, remember that below 100 degrees centigrade, below 100 Kelvin. So up to here, So above this temperature, the substance is in gaseous form. But below Kelvin, 100 Kelvin, the substance is converted into liquid. Below 100 Kelvin, the substance is converted into liquid. Before, above 100 Kelvin, or else from 100 Kelvin, the substance is in the gaseous form. Because below 100 degrees, below 100 Kelvin, as it is very low temperature, at that temperature, that gas has converted into liquid. So all these things, okay, it was, this graph is obtained by Charles in his experiment. So this graph between the volume and Kelvin temperature, okay, when the fixed mass of dry gas. So here the mass of dry gas is fixed. Suppose if it is 10 grams, okay, the same 10 grams of gas, it is occupying this much volume. When the temperature is double, the volume is also double. The same, that means fixed mass of gas. Okay, that means a graph between the volume and Kelvin temperature. When fixed mass of dry gas is heated at constant pressure, so when pressure, so in all these, so the pressure of this one is equal to this one, the pressure of this one is equal to this one, the pressure of this one is equal to this one. So here in all these cases the pressure is kept constant, pressure is same. Okay, when pressure is same and amount of gas is also same, so only under such conditions, if the temperature is made 4 times, then volume also will be made into 4 times. So like this. So from this graph, it is understood that if the gas is initially at 100 Kelvin, if it is its volume is increases, volume increases 4 times. So its volume increases 4 times. The temperature is increased by 4 times. That means a gas at 100 Kelvin, it is heated to 400 Kelvin. Then what happened? The volume, it is increased by 4 times. If gas at 100 Kelvin, it is heated to 300 Kelvin, then the volume has become 3 times. If gas at 100 Kelvin, if it is heated to 200 Kelvin, the volume has become double. So like this, the experimental result of the Charles can be studied. And one more thing, if the temperature of the gas is below, so this region is below 100 Kelvin. So at this region, that means if the temperature is lowered by 100 Kelvin, if the temperature is lowered by 100 Kelvin, the gas, what happened? The gas has become liquid. Now the substance is not in the gaseous form. So above 100 Kelvin or else from 100 Kelvin onwards, it is in gaseous form. But below 100 Kelvin, so what happened? The gas has liquefied. Okay. Hence the experimental points cannot be plotted. So we cannot because this the study is based on what? Gas. So these are gaseous laws. So here below 100 Kelvin, so the substance has become liquid. Hence the experimental results cannot be drawn on the graph because this graph is related to gases, but the substance has converted into liquid. Hence in this graph we cannot draw the liquid related graph because this graph is related to gas. Hence the experimental points cannot be plotted or else cannot be drawn as the graph. Okay, hence simply we'll show it as a dotted line. So like this the Charles law can be explained. Okay, right.